Good day, traders. Hoping that everybody's doing well today. This is Master FX Shifu from the Universal Fox Dojo. Can you guys check if my sound is good? If my video is good, then I can definitely hop on the market and we can try take advantage of what's happening today. Okay. Just sitting up here. This was a pay that was actually requested earlier on. Let me see if there's some time for it. Yeah, shucks, it's gone, this one. It's gone. Sent this a bit earlier, but looks like it's gone. But we can take advantage and try see if we can get something else well for the day. Hopefully get something in gold. And the usuals, gold, Euro, USD, NAS 100. Do drop your pairs on the side there. Any pairs that you guys want me to look at, drop them on the slide. And I'll try to the best of my abilities to break it down for you guys. And hopefully take advantage. Okay. Okay, what do we have here? On the 4-hour, there's not really much happening there. On the daily, still nothing. Let's go deeper and try see if we can get ahead of this 15-minute one as well. If it does retrace, of course, and potentially give us something decent to work with. Okay. See, we've got Romy wants us to look at AUD USD. We've got Vincent who wants us to look at Euro USD. Take a look at that. We should expect a break of this area here. Should expect a break there. But meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll just keep this right here. And if it does come back into this region, we'll drop onto the lower time frames and, of course, try and get advantage of it and move up. Okay. Eric, I see you want us to look at gold. This is gold. Actually, someone was asking if we can do it from scratch. Okay, so this was picked up from a 15-minute. We basically looked at these breaker structures that are happening here. And then after we had this massive one, there was a huge imbalance left here. And then, of course, we used this big OB to work with and basically refining it. And it looked something like that. And then, of course, I can share all the trade secrets. And then eventually broke down to this OB here. And we had that. So that's how we basically got to that setup on the 15, targeting these highs. And of course, if you're using the Wushu toolbox, it'll do that for you. And of course, it'll keep adjusting your setups going all the way up. Okay, there we go. And that's how we got to this setup. And if it does come back into this region again, then we will look at potential buys. Because what we can see now is even on the lower time frame, there is some structure happening inside here. Because we had this BOS right here. So we should see price coming back to pick up either an order here or on this one here, which would make our setup a little different, a bit riskier because stop loss range would be much, much smaller. And then, of course, let's see if we have any. No, they're all mitigated. Yeah, all of them. So let's actually look at that area. But ideally, I'd stick to the 15-minute. This is too low, way too low. So we'll just follow it on this. So at the end of the day, it looked something like this when we posted it. Okay. Go back. So we'll just keep watching it. And then checking on your comments there, starting with AUD USD. Okay, so gold is in the region, so you have to wait for it to get inside the stop loss range. And then, of course, once it does, we'll trigger some buy stops. and of course hit to the upside. Okay, so let's just watch and see what it does on the lower time frames. Okay, I'm just going to place another alert right inside and we'll wait for it to trigger. Okay. Meanwhile, AUD/USD, always start with the higher time frame. Okay, I'm going to remove all of this so you can get a fresh analysis, get something decent. Okay, so on the daily, we are seeing something happening here. We never close there. We had this BOS all the way down, and then of course the price eventually came back, pick up some orders here at the top. This on the daily. So we are bearish. Sorry about that. We are bearish. Now the trick would be, let me just go back again to the daily, which OB would one even think of using. It'll definitely be this one here. And then if I refine it, you'd find that we're actually in it right now as we speak. So let me just go back again. Go back again. Deeper D. It's actually in that massive OB. Okay. So what we should be seeing right now. Okay, let me just do that. Reset. Go to the 4 hour actually. It's much clearer there. So what we should see is something along these ranges. But of course, we will need to confirm it. We can use structure inside. We are following the bigger time frame. Okay, let's see. So the second we start seeing something like this happening in this area here, we are going to start preparing for the sells and go down with it, of course. Always bear in mind the higher time frame structure. So we should see a breaker structure anywhere in here or even above it. So what I am going to do is just place an alert right below this low here. And then just wait for price to keep doing what it does. And let me just mark the price point. So this is our ideal POI. This is where we want to be trading from. And then, of course, once we actually refine it inside this region, we will get a better R and trade it down there. Okay, we're not going to wait for 4 hours for this to happen. Break here and then retrace, of course, and then tank. We're going to find this structure in a smaller time frame inside this region or even higher, doesn't really matter. But the second we start seeing structure to the downside, we can start preparing for some sells. Okay, so that is our first area of interest, our first potential setup, other than gold, of course. I'm just going to mark it, let's mark it blue. Okay, and then moving forward, Euro USD. Euro USD is at a very interesting area right now, and like very interesting. I think it's at its lowest since, I don't know if it's 2018 or even below that, but it's at a very interesting area. Okay, so on the daily, start with the daily. So we know what's going on. What's the overall? We are still bearish, very bearish. Currently in an OB, very interesting OB right now. Some liquidity here. Okay, let's see. Yep. Nice wick in there. Get into the 4 hour. Okay, we are going to leave a massive imbalance right now to the upside. I'll also look for a sell in this region. I'd look for a sell at the top here. There's some liquidity being left here as well. Liquidity being grabbed here. Okay, let's go to the lower time frames. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Yeah, I definitely look for sell. Now the trick is where we're gonna check them. Yep, okay. I think I've got a, just wanna see where the lows are on the 1 minute. Just gonna keep these ones. And that will be there. Have an alert in there. And then we'll come back to it. Trying to find an area where we want to sell from. Because already we know that we're in a very interesting area. We know that. And ideally, this region here should be the catalyst for a drop in price. But now we still want to make sure we refine and get a better SL range so that we can tank with it decently from within inside. And then, of course, if you are wrong, if your analysis is wrong, then you should be able to get some pips within this small area here. Okay, so I'm going to mark it as well. And we're going to wait for price to give us a bit of a direction from inside here to get our sell from. Okay. Okay, let's see. And then I'm marking these blues, and then we'll just keep hopping around them as alerts go on. Yeah, I see Nick Jones is saying here USD is heading towards an extreme for possible sales contingent high time frame. Yep, very, very correct. That's exactly what we are looking at there. We did take a look at gold, German 30. Okay, there we go. There's another very interesting pair or instrument. I don't like the consistency of it, but we've been doing quite well with it. Quite well, actually. Okay, so 4 hour. Let's see what the 4 hour has in store for us. Okay, so mark that for now. Keep that on park. Go back into your USD. Let's take a look at what the lower time frame is giving us. Still nothing. An alert. We are tanking. I'm going to need a retracement at respect of the highs, and then, of course, tank from there. Let me keep this a bit lower. Halfway through this imbalance. Okay, beautiful. Go back into the German 30. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. Okay, so on the 4 hour, I think that's being respected. We had a decent break over here. So we're expecting this region to hold. On the 4 hour, we're expecting this region to hold. So we are going to have something along these ranges. This on the higher time frame. If you guys followed last week's setup, I think you'd have seen how we hit 5R on that. Forgot what pay it was, but that literally went in our way. Mitigated. This one is also mitigated. So I'm gonna have to work on both of these. Let's see how that's gonna be. Gold is in our region, so we can set up our buy stops on gold. Yep, if you're using the Wushu, then it definitely did that for you. So there's an area we want to be working in on German 30. I am going to look at the lower time frames just now as well. And let's just take a look at gold. Yep, so you do have your buy stops triggered. So now you're just waiting for price to actually retrace. and either break, of course, trigger you in, heading to the upside, or we can have a different change in structure. And remember now, when you have a stop like that, if we do break this area and price does go down, so expecting, and say for example, we've got a shift in structure, what that means now is this area will have to be respected. This area will have to be respected. So as price comes back to pick up some orders, it will trigger us in, give us a couple of pips before tanking down. So that's also one of the reasons why we always consistently focus on stop orders. And if it is going to continue to the upside, then of course we'll get triggered, we'll break the structure, then come back down and then continue up again. So that's one of the beauties of using stop orders. Okay, go back to German 30. And then let's look at the lower time frames, what it's giving us on the lower time frames. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. Okay, let's see. Let's just go back to this gold quickly. There we go. Let's see. I'm busy placing these other ones here. There we go. Awesome. Moving forward, German 30, trying to see if we can get something in the lower time frames. Then we move it here. Okay, let's see. Gold is just triggered. Gold is just triggered, so we are going to watch it. Let's see if it does play in our favor. Let's see how it works. So how you manage it, so say you're going to get stopped out, or at 1R, you're going to move your stop to break even right here. And of course, trade with it moving forward. And if you do manage to keep going with the trade at 2R, you will close off the trade. So let's see how it plays out. Okay. And then whilst you're watching this one, we'll wait and I'll just check which other pairs you guys want to take a look at. AUD/USD we did. And remember, guys, you need to manage your risk well. Constantly have to manage your risk well. You don't risk anything more than 1% per trade. You have to make sure that you can trade long. You'll not win every trade. So once you get that in your head, you'll definitely manage your risk well. Okay. NAS 100 from here. I'll take a look at NAS 100. Vincent wants to know how to join our mentorship. You can drop me a telegram or drop me an inbox. info@unifoxdojo.com. I'll just write it down in the comment section there. Then we can have a chat and see if it's for you. Okay. Just drop it on the comments section there, the email address that you can help us out, or you can just go to our website. It's also there. But usually you want to have a chat first and see if it works for you. Okay, we'll take a look at GU. No more German 30, 740. Okay. Nice 1 hour fair value gap. Okay, again, I'll take a look at that. USD hit 13381. Take a look. Good morning, back pro. Good morning. I see a lot of you guys want to look at GU. Okay, I did respond to Vincent, so should be good. Okay, so now the next point of entry, like I said, would be the next area of interest actually is a 103. So it's going to go either there or we're going to get stopped out. So I'm going to put both alerts here. So what some people do is they get out of trades too soon. When something like this is happening, they immediately close and failing to understand that, listen, it's all about the long game. It's not about the short profits. Because if you do take out your profit now, then what happens is in the future, when you actually have losses, you don't cut your losses soon. So don't cut your wins soon as well. So either you can hit your stop loss or you hit 1R, you move your stop to break even. Then you wait for your price to go to 2R, then you can close half the trade. That way you start operating with the mentality of minimum 2-hour trades going forward. What some people do initially when they start trading is by the time you get to 1 hour, then you can take some partials, move your stop to break even, and then let it run a bit. And the more you get the hang of it, of how you manage your trades effectively, then you can start taking advantage of your 2, 3, 4 hours, give or take. Okay, fantastic. Let's take a look at NAS 100. We'll come back once an alert is hit. We'll come back and try to check it out. Yes, 100. Always start with the higher time frames. I think I had a chat with you guys about this one when I told you that when you start seeing something like this, all this liquidity, just expect a nice break to happen, which it did. And then after that, I think it was last week Friday on the live, we caught 2R on our live stream on this one. Somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so and now you see more liquidity being formed. Nice gap over there, heading to the downside, taking some of it. I doubt it's going to go as low, but what I am expecting is for price to actually get into this region and tank from there. That's essentially where I want to be trading from, and I'll just show you why. Look at that. There's still liquidity at the top. Some imbalances on the left here. Nice, beautiful, beautiful liquidity over here being created. So we are going to get a very nice, decent short. And then, of course, structure. So that's what I'm basically looking at. Okay. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. But now remember, in that move to the upside here, it doesn't mean we can't find something happening in here to take advantage of. Let me move that. That was taken. And see what the 1 hour is showing us. Uh, 30-minute. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for the top one. We're going to have to really wait for the top one. Yeah, nope. We're gonna have to wait for the top one, guys. Okay. GU. So the top one, I mean, it's this one here. This setup here. And I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but that's one we want to wait for. Okay. And then let's check out GU. I think GU or GU and UJ. Okay. GU and UJ. We had a loss on this one yesterday. Let's mark that. Here we go. Let's see if we can't find something decent. Okay, so we are heading to the downside, bearish. Currently in this OB here, we had a BOS right here. So, which means ideally, probably missed it. Ideally, what you'd want to see is price basically hitting this, which it did with this candle here. That's why you want to always make sure that you've got a multi-time frame analysis on point. It'll show you where you missed it. It's already in there, so I doubt we're gonna have it come back in there again. It is our area though. It is our area. There's our area to the downside, of course, based off the daily higher time frame. So keep that in mind. Sorry about that. And that's gold. Let's take a look at it before we continue there. So gold is just hit 1R. So that's when now you move your stop to break even. But I think for the purpose of the stream, you can close half your setups and then keep the rest. So now you are risk free, meaning now you're targeting. Sorry about that, just so I can show you. Now you should be targeting 2R right there. And then you can have your alerts on point and you're risk free, meaning you're, let me just close that. There we go. Oh, you got wicked out right now. So one of the two. You can still do it again, by the way. Just had an alert hit our entry there. So what happens now, we can see it's getting wicked out here. And we are seeing a bit of a bearish move on the 5 minute. But this one is still holding at the bottom. Okay, and then we just go there, add an alert inside. So I'll probably go in again, provided price does drop in there, hit a buy stop. Those that did take that partial, it's good for you. But then again, cutting trades too soon. You don't want to cut trades too soon. Okay. 15 minute on GU. Okay, let me just take a look at that. So gold right now, the 2 hours definitely out unless you're still running. If you are, good luck, enjoy. If you are not, have an alert in between here. Once price does get into the zone again, you can have a buy stop. And then again, I'll be looking at this region here on the 5 minute because we could get a retracement in there. But we'll take a look. Okay. GU. Oh yeah, we're still waiting for it to hit over in here. As Extreme Rail says, there's an extreme OB on the 15 minute talking about this region here. Yep, once price starts getting to the region, we'll definitely break it down and try to take advantage of that. Okay. GJ and UJ. So we still have a one alert here. GJ. Going to the higher time frames. GJ has not been friendly to me lately. Not friendly at all. So usually when I get this, I'll just show you guys how I usually deal with it. So make sure I've marked that. And then of course, go right there. Perfect. I'm just showing you what I do. So I look at the history of this, maybe the past 5 to 10 trades, and then just look at my win rate. And already there was, I think, like 4 losses. So what I do is I take it, drop it all the way down. Then it's just becoming my last pay to analyze. It is because every time I analyze, I always start with my strongest pace and I just keep scrolling down, making sure I get the best of the best. And then, of course, when I place them on my Wushu toolbox, it's based on that in that order. And then if it does work out in my favor, then hey, I do get a nice odds on that, and the consistency remains the same. But when I start losing too much on one pair, like Euro USD, that's why it's in the middle like that. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's one of the two. We did have a nice break here. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Retracement BOS here. Expecting that to go even lower, but it didn't. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Okay, 30. $15. No, we're not going to touch GJ, guys. We're definitely not touching GJ. GJ long or short swing position. I've just looked at it now and I wouldn't touch it. If I was, I'd probably look at a long, and only because I'd focus on this region here. So I'd look at a position that looks something like this, and on the daily, mainly because the shorter time frames are not giving me anything decent. So I'd look at this region here, and of course head into the upside based off this higher time frame here. So I'd look at something along these ranges if I was to look at GJ, because on the lower time frames, not definitely seeing anything decent, which is a bummer, but it happens. Okay. USD in the daily imbalance. Yep. Are you swing positioning? Are you swing trading or intra? Because usually what happens is, let's see, Euro USD, where is it? But I think we just did that now. Yeah, we did. Yep. It's an OB. So remember when I did say that this one, we need to wait for it until it starts giving us some downward structure. Because already we're seeing some imbalances being left, liquidity being grabbed there. So we can adjust our alert slightly higher. And then we just wait for it. We need to see structure. We need to see a confirmation of price heading to the downside before we even tap into it. And until that happens, we just have to keep our distance and watch. Okay. Gold is gone. Literally whipped us out. Now it just went on to the 2 hour region. Don't think we're going to catch it. So what we are going to have to wait for is this break. And then once we have a break in that area, we're going to wait for our next entry, which would be in this candle here. And then, of course, refine it to give a better R. Probably use that one over there. And then you'd have a long in this box here. We'll have a long to the upside. Sorry. And then once price breaks that region, wait for it to come back and then hit to the upside. So that's how, sorry about that. So that's how you'd want to approach this one. So of course, break, retrace all the way to the upside. This is on the lower time frame as well. So do keep an eye on that. And then of course, head to the higher time frame structures to the downside. Okay. UJ, I think this should be the last one. 4 hour on the UJ. But then on the daily, we're seeing, or rather on the higher time frame, we're seeing something else with a decent BOS right here. Second one here. Okay, let's see. Just move that, move that. I should see it coming down to this region. There's on the higher time frames. Let me just refine it first. There's an unmitigated one there. And then when you look at the hourly, okay, it's going to the 30. Yeah, I don't think it's going to come back there. To the 15. No, I'll look at the 4 hour, this one as well. Yuri is just leaving us with a sweat on the 4 hour OB. We'll see. Let's see it come back. Let's see it come back. That's why you just want to keep following price and get some confirmations first before violently getting in. Okay. Yeah, I'd wait for price. I'd wait for price to come into this region. Then after that, look at something like that. Patience is key. Patience is key. Okay, there we go. Didn't have something like that on UJ. Yeah. OCAD. I think that's going to be the last one. Then I'm definitely going to head off and try grab as much as you can. Okay, we had this one yesterday. It went quite well. Literally hitting 3R now. It's still running, so we're still good. Good. I think we caught it on the, I think it was an hourly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, caught on the hourly. Yep. And then, of course, had to wait for price to get in the region. And I think when you posted it, price was somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was. There we go. This was from yesterday on the 15th. And then it's gone. It's definitely gone. I actually don't think, because now we're heading to this BOS over there. Price should probably come back into this region again. But until then, we're going to have to keep our distance and just let the pair play its course. So on the daily, let's see what's happening. 4 hour. Nothing there, nothing there. 1 hour. See if we can't get a ride with it to the upside. Because we do see some imbalances being left on the way there. No. Nope, we are definitely not tackling that one as well. And that's about it, guys. That's about it for the day. Do check out the Wushu. Do check out our bootcamp. Drop us an inbox if you've got some questions. And I'll check you guys next week, same time. Or, of course, you can hop onto our YouTube and then you'll catch us every day around about the same time. Going to pick up some pairs and see if you can get some good R's. Okay. Happy trading, guys. Never, don't forget your risk management as well. Don't forget your risk management. As they say, what do I suggest? Books about smart money and how to become a hedge fund trader? Or that's going to be a tricky one. But you can drop me a text, drop me a telegram. We'll have a chat about it. Okay. Happy trading, guys. Cheers.